Maybe let's talk about our way too early division winners and cup winner predictions, because, free agency is done now. These teams look more solidified than they did before. Okay, after free agency, if I had to say who's winning the cup next year.
Cup?
Who is it?
I just can't bet against Colorado after what we saw.
No, that's the boring answer.
I know, but I can't bet against them. And I also think Kadri's coming back. I have a sneaky feeling he's going to resign there. If they keep him, that contract's going to look terrible in 4 years, but for next year, it's going to be great again. I just can't bet against them after they were so dominant. It's boring, but...
If they keep Nazem Kadri, then fine. I'll agree with you. But because right now they literally have no cap space to sign him.
That's true.
And they lost a bunch of depth. They lost Kubel, depth guys. They lost Burakovsky, who's I think is going to have a good tenure in Seattle because he's going to get minutes. I'm going to give a little bit of a sneaky answer, too. A team that is... always been solid, but for some reason is so underwhelming in the playoffs, cannot win when they're not at home. And I think that gives it away in the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes, I think, are the perfect definition of a team that is just so solid, has a bunch of very good players, but no one who is elite at what they do. Like Sebastian Aho, for a little bit of time last year, looked like he could be elite, and then in the playoffs kind of regressed to the mean a little bit more. They don't have that purebred finisher who can get you 35-40 a year. They finally went out and got their guy in Pacioretty for literally $0. For literally nothing. One of their biggest problems too is they lost their first line defenseman to anchor the power play, and they go out and get a guy who won a Norris Trophy doing that and is still very good in Brett Burns. I mean, it's just so tough to not think that the Carolina Hurricanes are going to contend. And I really hope they do. I love Rod Brind'Amour as a coach. I don't have any vendettas against any players on that team. I want to see them win a cup, especially because they might be playing the Bruins again next year if the Bruins sneak in, and I want them to destroy Boston Bruins.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Carolina Hurricanes are a good value pick, and I mean, we can bring this in now, like walking the line. What was it with Betstamp? The name I can't remember, but
Finding the Edge
is what we chose. I think the Carolina Hurricanes are plus 1,500 on Bet365 right now to win the Stanley Cup, and I think that's an insanely good bet, especially because I think they're going to be very good next year. They might have a relatively easy first round, have a good ride to the second round, and who knows what can happen now that they can finally score.
That's a good call. Yeah, the Hurricanes are like a notch above the Leafs, so they just can't get past the second round. I mean, I'd rather be in that position, but they definitely shook things up and made some moves. They're definitely a better team now. So, I mean, yeah, I have a hard time disagreeing with them as sort of at least from a representative from the East, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we got our cup winners out of the way. Now, before we end off the show, I'm looking at division winners. My Metro division, we already gave it away because I'm taking Carolina.
I agree with you.
Your Central's taken away because you chose Colorado. Yes. I agree with you there. So the two that we're interested in is the Athletic and the Pacific.
Yeah, the Atlantic and the Pacific. I think do we have the same teams here, or do we? I think we're both gonna go for a team in the Atlantic. We're gonna go with the Leafs. I don't necessarily know if Florida got better. I think if at most they're the same team, but talent wise, they're also under Paul Maurice, who's just brutal in the regular season. He'll get this team into the playoffs, and maybe his style is successful in the playoffs. I just think it's not. They're not going to be playing that high flying style they played last year. They're playing more defensive, more boring, and I don't think that's the most conducive to getting 120 points that they got last year. So I think just by that fact, the Leafs are going to kind of maybe bump them out. That doesn't mean anything for the Leafs' chances in the playoffs. We know that. I just think they're going to have the better regular season.
I don't think the Leafs are going to win the division next year. I got Tampa, honestly. This team just knows how to win. They brought back all their guys. They signed literally the entire team on 8-year extensions this year.
The big boys.
The only reason I'm taking them and not Florida is because the best regular season team in the league last year was Florida, and they're shaken up both coach-wise and player-wise. I think it will take some time to adjust. And I think that if there's any team that can overtake them, it's the quote-unquote underwhelming season that Tampa had in the regular season last year, where they still put up 112 points.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
Hard to disagree with that.
Who do you got in the Pacific?
I got the Oilers.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just think that they improved an already good team. After Woodcroft came in, we spoke about it ad nauseum. They turned into a very good team in the regular season. The Flames won last year. They lost their two best players. They did fairly well to replace them how they could, but even with the new players, like you said, with the Panthers, it's going to take time to kind of find a groove. So I don't think they're going to be able to like really keep up with the pace or like set the bar as high as they did last year. And the Kings and the Knights, I think, are going to be much better too. I just think that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are going to be fired up, and they're going to be just ripping teams apart this regular season.
I mean, if Jack Campbell gives them 9-15.
That's right. They got Jack.
We'll see. You said it. Give me the Vegas Golden Knights.
Love this team for some reason.
Give me the Vegas Golden Knights. Their biggest problems last year is that they were pretty dysfunctional, I think, in the dressing room.
It's an understatement.
Now they got Bruce Cassidy. Bruce Cassidy is the definition of the coach that just straightens out a team. He's going to fix those problems. Robin Lehner is going to be healthy. Last year, they recycled through so many goalies like Logan Thompson, Laurent Brossoit, like guys that just clearly aren't going to play on not only a contending team, but aren't even going to start on a bad team. No disrespect to them, but I mean, Robin Lehner almost won the Vezina a few years ago. He is a top 7 goalie in the league when healthy, I think.
When healthy.
Right? I mean, they lost patches, but they can still score. The division just isn't great. This team is so phenomenal defensively. I think Vegas is going to win the division, and
wow.
I got Vegas to win the Cup next year too if it's not Carolina. I think Vegas is going to have a bounce back year and just tell everybody in the league who the real team is now that they got Jack Eichel back playing healthy. Oh, I think that if there was
everyone hates Vegas except for you.
I think if there was a team to be Colorado in the West this year, I honestly do think it was Vegas. I think if Vegas got squeaked into the playoffs, I think they could have had a chance to make a Cup run.
Yeah, because it would have had all their guys and it would have been like 20,000 million bajillion dollars over the cap, but that's a rule.
Without a doubt. And especially because the best line in the league in Calgary got split up this year. I think they would have had the best line in the league now that Patches is gone. You can put me beside Eichel and Stone. It would be one of the better lines in the league.
They're going to be great together.
Right? Both those guys are great defensively, and they're two of the best scorers in the league too, like points-wise as well. Yeah, give me this team.
I think no one wants to see them succeed just because they're kind of scummy, but they're good.
The fit is so perfect, especially because this team is going to ride or die with their first line as well. And there is no other coach in the league that knows how to ride with the first line than Bruce Cassidy. I don't know.
That's true.
I like this pick.
We'll see how it plays out.
We'll see. We will, if we make a TikTok about this, we can duet this in 7 months and see how wrong that we were when the Leafs finished second and get bounced in the first round.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be wrong, but that's why we're doing this in July. I don't care if I'm wrong. I want the Leafs to win the division and play Boston in the first round. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. And find the link to our full podcast and all our socials in the description down below.
Also, don't forget to turn on those notifications to get live updates on new videos that we release.